Welcome to Arcana ATL. I'm Intuitive Empath Sydney Rich, and on this channel, I take you through the journey of the tarot through pick-a-card readings. Today is the Emperor, so if you haven't checked out my previous videos, make sure to do so. And let's go ahead and tap into this Emperor energy. So you guys, today we're a little buttoned up because the Emperor is all about structure, okay? He's kind of like the dad. He comes in, gets things together so that we can make sure that we are in a line and we aren't all over the place, okay? Sometimes we need a little structure. Sometimes we need to follow the rules. Sometimes we need authority. And that authority can come from within. It doesn't have to come from someone else. So how can we be our own authority? How can we tap into our own power? How can we create structure in our lives so that we can get to where we are wanting to go, achieve what we want, the goals, our dreams, our desires? All of that is in our power to do so, right? But we have to sometimes buckle down and get a little strict so that we can get to that next level. And that is what the Emperor energy is all about. Okay guys, it's time to pick a card to let your intuition guide you. Take 3 deep breaths and pick whichever card resonates with you, whichever number resonates with you. And so let's go ahead and get a close-up of our piles. Pile number 1 is going to be denoted by the Sexual Tarot Emperor card. Pile number 2 is going to be denoted by the Hip Chick Tarot Structure Emperor. And pile number 3 is going to be denoted by the Mythical Goddess Tarot Power Lilith card. So take a moment, pick whichever one, number, or visual, or whatever your intuition is telling you, and then go to the timestamp below. Welcome group 1. So you chose the Sexual Tarot Emperor, and let's see what your message is, okay? So let's go ahead and start with your tarot. We have the Sun of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, the Hanged Man. Our energy frequency card is Discernment. And our Moonology card is Surrender to the Divine. So right off the bat, you guys, and make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date when I do more of these, and that you comment below so I know if this was like right on the money or if I was missing it totally, right? So right off the bat, I'm getting the fact that if you pick this group, mind you, this is a general reading, so it may resonate, it may not. But if you picked group 1, you may find yourself really holding on to your youthfulness, really holding on to the past, okay? The 6 of Cups energy is all about this nostalgic idea of the past and when we were children, when things were more lighthearted, the joys that came from being free, emotionally, you know, making action and moving in that space where we're not really thinking about the structure of our decisions, but more from the feeling of our decisions. And because of that, you guys may have trouble recently getting to that next level or figuring out how to get to the next level, how to level up. But it's time for you to tap into your Emperor energy and add structure in your life in order for you to move from a space that's more childlike and free and you know, full of wonder to a little bit more working hard and putting in that work, because that's what I see with the Sun of Pentacles. This card is all about hard work. It's about showing up every day, making sure that you stick to your routines, making sure that you set goals and you achieve them, and you don't move the goalposts. You don't keep pushing them back. You achieve the goals that you set out for yourself. It's very important right now, group 1, if you chose this group, to complete tasks. you know, break it down if you need to. Don't look at it all as one big chunk, and just that can feel overwhelming. And that might be where you want to stay back when things were easier, right? But it's time for us to put the work in. It's time for us to show up for ourselves every day. So the Emperor energy that you're tapping in, it's asking you to really start making decisions on how you can start moving forward in your life to reach your goals. Because right now, it's really up to you. You've kind of have to get yourself in check and say, okay, here's what I need to accomplish today. Here's what I need to accomplish this week. Here's what I need to accomplish this month. And I see that we really need to start understanding that this is just what we have to do, group one, okay? The Hanged Man, two words here. We have surrender and stalling. And your guys are stalling right now, okay? Potentially, okay? You're really like dragging your feet. I don't want to do it. I don't want to, you know, get this authority in my life. I don't want to listen to a schedule or structure. But it's really important now to surrender to that and realize that by surrendering to realizing that you do need some structure in your life, it's actually going to really help you evolve and move forward and achieve the goals that you have set out for yourself. So surrendering isn't bad. And it's not for forever, right? It's not saying that we have to be under this emperor umbrella of structure and rules and regulations forever, but it is saying it's time to buckle down and say, okay, if I want to achieve these goals, this is what I need to do. Our frequency card is discernment, and I'll read the message on here before I get into what's coming up intuitively. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So I really love that, because what this tells us is that you are in a space, if you were to pick this group, that it's time for you to start picking and choosing who's going to be in your life and who's not. Because a lot of times people are hanging around that have just been there, but they're not helping. They're stalling our endeavors. They're not allowing us to move forward because they're not moving forward. So we need to practice discernment and use that wisdom that we have internally to say, you know what? This person doesn't really fit in my life the way that they used to, because I'm trying to reach this level and they're still here. And that's okay. It's not like we have to cut people off and be rude and mean, but we can definitely place people here and say, I'm going to, operate from this space so I can get to where I want to get, because it is up to you to achieve your goals. No one else is going to help you. So if you have people around you, or you are doing things, activities that are not allowing you to grow, to evolve, to achieve, to finish tasks, then maybe you need to tap into the frequency of discernment and say, you know what? Today, I'm not going to smoke. Or today, I'm not going to get on the phone and talk all day. Today, I'm going to make my list and I'm going to check it off, okay? So it's really asking you to tap into that discerning frequency in order for you to start moving forward and putting in that work. And I know it's hard because we want to cling to the past a little. This group wants to I don't want to let go. But by letting go, surrendering to the fact that we have to tap into this Emperor energy sooner than later so we can start moving forward, especially if you're watching this at the beginning of the year, this is the perfect time, right? Like New Year's resolutions, go ahead and just start making new routines for you to achieve your goals and tasks that you have set out for yourself, so you can become effective and successful, right? That's the goal here. We want to achieve our goals. We want to create our reality. And by doing this, by creating more structure in your life, you'll get to that reality. The last card here is Surrender to the Divine, which I love because we have the Hanged Man here. So that is an amazing confirmation that this group, you guys, if you chose group one, it's time to just realize, okay, I've been fighting it long enough. I've been fighting structure. I've been fighting schedules. I've been fighting redoing my resume. I've been fighting getting a workout plan on. I've been fighting breaking up with this person. I've been fighting this. It's now I need to realize that I'm just delaying the inevitable, and therefore my life may not be where I want it to be. You're creating a block potentially. So now it's time to, group one, if you chose this, to surrender and just say, okay, this is what I need to do. So I really hope this provides you guys a little bit of a blueprint of how you can move forward right now where you are in your life, whenever you're watching this. And it's okay to tap into that Emperor energy and say, you know what? The past was cool, but my future is brighter. In order for me to get there, I need to add a little bit more structure into my life, okay? So let me know if this resonated with you. Leave a comment below and make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the next pick of cards. Bye. What's up, group two? You picked the structure card from the Hip Chick Tarot. So you might be like, look, I'm ready, okay? So let's see what our tarot has to say. We have the Nine of Pentacles. This is my spiritual capitalism card. The Three of Hazards, okay? So more pentacles. And the Ten of Cups. Let's see what our Frequency Oracle card has to tell us. What frequency are we tapping into? Consciousness. Ooh, getting deep, y'all. And our Moonology message is bring love into this situation. New moon in Aquarius. So, what's going on, group two? Okay, so what's interesting is that there's an underlying area here of love, of emotional connection. The term follow your heart is coming to me. And so you pick this group two, the structure that you need in your life is to follow your heart. I feel that's what is missing. If you were to pick this group now, as you know, this is a universal message. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if it does resonate, please leave a comment below because I'd love to hear that. But what I'm getting for the collective that chose group two is that the structure that's needed, it feels as if you're a little cerebral with your choices. And sometimes that's cool. And even though the Emperor is very authoritative, you know, make the rules and regulations, we also have to allow our emotions to dictate how we structure our lives from time to time, because we can get too in here. And what I'm seeing is a lot of awesome, positive things coming, but we have to be in alignment with both our mind and our heart in order for these things to come to fruition. And that is where the structure needs to come into place. Your structure is lacking when it comes to your emotional input into your life. Nine of Pentacles talks about spiritual capitalism, which I mentioned, and it's basically a really awesome card. And it's saying, group two, that you guys are on your way of achieving everything that you want physically, in the physical. Money, cars, houses, relationships, friends, you know, whatever it is, traveling, whatever it is that you want to do, you are making strides towards that, and you are about to step into that space. But don't forget to have your heart at the center of all of those things that you are doing. Because if you're not feeling it emotionally, then it's not going to last long. And so that's what I'm getting also here, is it's important for all of your hard work. Three of Hazards talks about putting in hard work, really being skilled at what you do and putting in the work, showing up every day. And you've done that part, okay? Group two, you have practically shown up every day. You've put the work in. You've taken the classes. You got the degree. You did everything you're supposed to. And so now, in order for you to reap all of those benefits and continue to reap them, you have to make sure that your heart is connected to that as well. So check in with yourself and make sure that you're structuring your life not just by what you can produce, but also what you feel inclined to produce, what you feel connected to is really important. Connected to a person, connected to a thing. That's what I'm getting. Because you don't, group two, I feel like if you pick this card, you don't have trouble with structure necessarily, right? But you may have trouble with connecting those routines and those goals with how you feel. And that can feel a little messy, right? Emotions aren't very structured, right? They're all over the place, but it can help guide us. You guys already have the structure, it feels, okay? That's no surprise you chose the structure tarot card. But what you need to be more aware of is how you feel about the things that you are doing in your life, and make sure that that's not going through the wayside just because we're worried about getting the money, getting the new job, the promotion, having the relationship. That's going to come, but it has to also last. And in order for it to last, we have to feel it, okay? We have the 10 of Cups, which is about bliss, happiness, really feeling content emotionally. And so this is your goal, you guys, is to really feel happy about what you're doing. And if you are feeling happy, then amazing. Continue doing what you're doing, because you are both best of both worlds. You're making it happen and you love what you're doing. So kudos. But if you are one of those people that chose this group and you're still putting in the hard work, but you're not feeling emotionally satisfied, it's time to bring that structure in, that emotional structure, into what you are doing. But this group, you're very connected, okay? And the fact that you understand what it takes to make things happen. But it also is important for you to expand your consciousness and realize that your consciousness is creating this reality. So it's kind of connecting, like I've been saying, that emotional side of what you are producing, what you're putting out, what you are creating. I'll read this here. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Yes. So it's not just about producing. It's not just about being really good with money and having all the success. It's about also connecting why. Why are we doing what we are doing? That is what may be missing from you guys when it comes to the structure that you need in your life. The why. Why are you doing this? Why are you in this relationship? Why do you want this new job? Okay? So let's connect that full circle so you can have a really full experience here on earth, right? That's what we want. We want to feel complete. We want to feel whole. And so you guys have got, a lot of the work ethic. But now it's time to bring that emotion into it so you feel joyful, you feel connected, you feel blissful about your choices, about where you are, about your purpose. I love this. And lastly, bring love into the situation. So just putting an exclamation point on what I've been mentioning. It's time to feel connected to what you're doing. You need to feel connected to the work you're doing, the relationships you're in, however this connects with you and resonates with you personally. You need to make sure you're bringing love into this, and it's not just for the money. It's not just for the house. It's not just for the clout, okay? It's bringing that love in and the purpose and our why to what it is that we're doing. That's how we're going to create structure into our life, is through the why. I love that message so much, group 2. So I hope it resonated with you. If it did, remember, leave a comment below, subscribe so you can check out the next pick a card. And I'm sending you all the love and light. Bye. What's up, group 3? This is your reading on how you're going to take the Emperor energy and add structure into your life. You chose the Lilith Power card, so I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are super strong and you're super forceful, or if that's what you're lacking and you need a little bit more of it. So let's see what the cards have to say. Let's start with our tarot. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the Temperance card, 5 of Wands, and our energy frequency activation oracle is that of Delight. And our Moonology card is our North Node, step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so I mentioned power, needing power. And group 3, if you chose this, take what resonates. As you know, this is a collective reading, so it may resonate, it may not. So take what does, leave what doesn't. But what I'm getting, group 3, is that you guys need some structure around your ideas of what success is. And I see that starting with this 5 of Pentacles. This is like a struggling card, okay? This is a card where we are overemphasizing money. We're overemphasizing the equal sign. What does this, what that I'm doing, equal? And what I mean by that is that because of this imbalanced way that you may be approaching life, you are not getting what you want. Things are not coming to fruition like you want them to. You've been putting the work in, so you think, but the goal is always the money, or the goal is always the end result. And therefore, you've been left barren, just like this side of this tree over here, where you're trying to get to this money side, right? So you've been struggling there, and therefore a change needs to happen. 5 speaks of change. There's a change that needs to happen, group 3, if you pick this, when it comes to how you're structuring your go-getter attitude. It needs to be from a place of joy, not a place of lack. When we lack, we create more lack. When we are abundant, we create more abundance. When we are joyful, we create more joy. So lack is on the lower frequency side, and we need to raise our vibration, group 3, to get to these the higher vibes, right? And so what I see with the Temperance card is that group 3, some of you may be looking for the shortest route possible to get to where you're trying to go. And that doesn't lead to success. That leads to stress, okay? And so it's time to really add some structure and regain your power by saying, you know what? I'm going to take my time. I'm really going to be thoughtful about my choices, my actions, and realize that it's not about being fast. It's about creating a sturdy foundation, right? Like the Emperor is about sturdy foundations. And so it may take time. Temperance is all about really taking the time to put things together so they come out exactly like we want them to. And that takes patience. It's not fun. It's not quick. It's not, instant gratification, but it's something that is going to work. And so what I hear, group 3, is that balance is needed in your life. You need to create more balance on how you're going about and approaching things. That's where the structure needs to come into place. How are you balancing your desires and also your joys, okay? So it's not like we're just living in being and needing and lacking. We're also grateful and showing gratitude and happy to see the birds fly, okay? It's that type of balance that is needed. That structure is needed for you guys to really achieve what you're wanting to. And it can be a relationship, it can be more money, it can be a house, it can be a car, it can be, a promotion. But what's needed is the balance and not putting too much emphasis on just the outcome, what it is that you're trying to get towards. That's causing you potentially to come up short and then causing a lot of frustration, okay? And feeling like you have no power over your life. But you do. We all have power over our life, and it's really important to understand that what we put out is what we're getting back. And if we're putting out lack or frustration or annoyance, and that's what we're getting back. So we have to balance that with gratitude, with joy, with happiness, with lightheartedness, okay? Because life, yes, it can be difficult, and yes, it can be hard, but it also can be beautiful within those spaces, okay? The 5 of Wands, this has conflict and compromise written on here, and that's exactly going back to this Temperance idea of balance. Sometimes we have to compromise. Sometimes we have to say, okay, we might not have exactly what we want right now, but what we have, we're good with. We're happy with this at this moment. We have to compromise and say, I'm good with this right now. Changing that perspective can allow us to get to our ultimate goal quicker because we're no longer upset. We're no longer unfulfilled by what we have. We're grateful by what we have right now. And also conflict is interesting here too, because we may really want something and it's not happening. And so therefore we're in this constant conflict with ourselves of, well, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, or maybe I'm going after the wrong thing, or maybe this isn't for me. But really what's not for you is how you're viewing it, that the end goal is the end all be all. What about the process? What about the structure that needs to be put into place? What about the power that we need to harness in order to create what we are wanting? Think about those things as you're having that internal conflict with self about your purpose, about your passion, about your goals, because they're not wrong, okay? You want these things for a reason because they resonate with you, but how you're going about it is from this lack point of view, so you're not seeing the results, okay? So let's tap into this frequency of delight here. I love this. It's beautiful, it's proud, it's happy color. Yellow is our solar plexus. So let's read what this says. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. This is exactly what I've been saying, group 3. It's about delight. It's about joy. It's about happiness. How can you find those in your life? And the more that you feel delight, the frequency of delight, the frequency of joy and happiness, the more joy, happiness, and delight you will see manifesting in your actual reality. We do create our reality, as the Magician card taught us, right? But we have to understand that our reality can be created in stress, in strife, in disappointment, in annoyance, in frustration, in anger. But we have to add more delight, tap into that higher frequency of delight and say, no, you know what? That's what I'm going to bring into my life. That's the structure that is missing in my life. The excitement, the delight, the gratitude for what I have and where I am right now and how far I've come. And that may be uncomfortable, okay, group 3? This may feel like, I don't want to do that shit. That sounds so stupid and lame and dumb. But the North Node tells us to step outside our comfort zone. If you want to achieve what you have set out for yourself, if you want more from your life, group 3, it's time to step outside that comfort zone. It's time to tap into that delight in your life, that joy in your life, that happiness in your life, and realize that it may take a little bit longer than what you prefer, but having that balanced energy is what's going to actually help create what it is that you're wanting for yourself. So I hope this provides some insight and guidance. This is a very strong message here. So let me know if it resonates with you in the comment below. Make sure also to subscribe so you can keep up to date with the next pick a card. And I'm sending you all the love and light, group 3. You can do this. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to Arcana ATL's YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Tell the homies to subscribe. On this channel, like I said, I'm taking you through the journey of the tarot through pick-a-card reading. So check out the other pick-a-cards if you haven't gotten a chance to. They are timeless. The message will resonate for you, whatever you need to hear it. Also, make sure you stay up to date on our Mystic Moon meditations and our New Moon meditations. So follow us at arcana.atl on Instagram and share it with the homies. Like I said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.